let's face it, keyword research tools can be quite expensive. Take me, for example. Over the last 25 years, I've spent well over $250,000 on different tools, tactics, learning, all different things related to finding the right keyword so I can make money. And I'll never forget, back in the year 1999, when I was first starting to learn internet marketing. I didn't have much money. I didn't have much of anything except the desire to succeed. I wanted to make money online so bad I could taste it. And there was this keyword research tool, SEO, fancy pants software that promised to get us results. But there was only one problem. It cost $300 that I didn't have. And one day I managed to save up the money and get the tool. And I'm glad I did. Because what I learned using that tool was that the right keyword can make or break you online. Having the wrong niche and the wrong keyword can be the difference between success and failure. Fast forward 25 years later, and I understand, not everyone's like me. You don't have thousands of dollars a month to spend on AI tools, keyword tools, and all this stuff to run a business that isn't even making you profit. But you want to get started somewhere. And that somewhere is right here, right now. Because today, I'm going to take my 25 years of running businesses, helping clients, and generating hundreds of millions of visitors to my websites using secret keyword strategies that up until now were only reserved for the elite. Yep, that's right. There's an unfair advantage the gurus have that you don't. Quite simply, they could afford to get every keyword tool under the sun. But I understand how hard it is. I remember back when I first started, having that $300 software, wondering if it was going to help me, or getting Word Tracker for $67 a month and only buying it on the months I knew I would use it so that I could budget and grow my business. But today, we have AI. And AI is one of the biggest, most powerful keyword research tools for those that know how to use it properly. So if you know what you're doing, you can use any AI tool, including free tools, to find niche markets and make money. So whether you already have a website and you need to find new keywords to get more traffic, or maybe you're just starting out, you want to find a niche so that you can make some money, this video is for you. We're going to take a look at tools like Google Gemini Deep Research, Notebook LM, a secret niche finding tool hidden in Manus, the sideways niche finding keyword strategies of DeepSeek, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, and a whole lot more. We're going to put them to the test and ask the question, can these tools replace hundreds of thousands of dollars? And I have a hunch that you're going to be pleasantly surprised, because by the end of this video, you can go out there and use AI tools to find niches, verify them, and get real-world data to help you make money online. And yes, we're going to need a lot of coffee. This is going to be a big training with lots of demos. So make sure you don't miss anything. Watch this entire training from start to finish at least one time all the way through. Because not only are you going to learn how to use AI to do keyword research, but I'm also going to show you my secret glossary method, trigger word method, plus a timeout method that shows you what the real competition is on the search engines. So if you're ready to save thousands of dollars on keyword tools, use AI to find even better niches, and finally understand how to make money online, smash a like button. Let's hop over to the live set, and I'm going to show you, start to finish, how to use AI to do keyword research that would normally cost thousands of dollars a month. Come on, let's get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We got a lot to go over today, so bear with me. We got a lot of stuff we're doing. I got the screen going to switch around so you guys could see everything like that. And we're going to walk through everything and show you exactly how to do keyword research with AI without having to worry about expensive tools. Now, there is a time and a place for tools. I'm going to show you how to use the bare minimum of tools so that you can get by with what you need until you can afford to get bigger tools and stuff like that. Also, I'm going to show you some hacks with AI research that the tools, even the paid ones, even the $1,000 ones I pay for, don't really show us unless we know what we're looking at. Now, there's a couple things we're going to go over today that I want to show you that are very important with your ability to follow along and use this stuff. First of all, I have this chart here, which we're going to go through and we're going to fill it out and see which keyword tools and which AI tools are best for these specific things. Because I believe that a lot of people I mean, keyword tools are built for people like me who do this for a living, have agencies, and do all of this stuff. For the vast majority of people, they don't really understand how to go through and use these tools in the right way. Thus, they're just kind of wasting money. Whereas really what you need to do is you need to find that one niche, make it work, find the keywords in it, and then go from there, which I think AI can do. Now, this is all based on a video series that we are doing every Friday. Every Friday, I'm coming out with a video, which as you can see, these ones do really well. And it's all about finding low competition niches. The idea was this video that I did last Friday. If you didn't see it, definitely go watch it. What we did is we found a keyword in the mortgage niche that was super untapped, $12 a click, low competition. I mean, it was crazy, and it had like 23,000 a month search volume. So if we can find these types of niches using AI, then I think we're going to be ahead of the game. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So we're going to be using this chart here, which I'll give you, we'll make a printable version of it later on, and we'll go through and show you which ones work good. Obviously, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Notebook LM, Manus, Claude, Copilot, and Grok are some of the ones we are going to use. Now, as far as Copilot, we can use that with on-page stuff, which is kind of cool. So we'll show you guys an example of that as we go through as well. Now, another thing I want to show you is the new Simple Sites, Big Profits. I'm going to show you this because this is a course that I've had for many years that teaches people niche marketing. The reason I'm bringing it up here is because, one, I think everyone should have it. If you're looking to do this, I think it's the best tool out there. But also what we've done is we've added new tools. So you might have noticed this sidebar thing over here, and you're like, okay, Marcus, what is this sidebar? How does this work? What does it do? Well, what we're doing is we're using these sidebar tools to show you what's going on. Like you can use them to find niches, you can use them to find domains, you can use them to educate yourself on the niche and go through different prompts. The idea is to be able to use these in conjunction with whatever else you're doing online. So I can have my Grok open, I can have my ChatGPT open, and I can go side by side. And what you're going to see is these work really well. So the domain one we have here is basically going through and showing you all the trigger words and the tools and things like that. The niche tool we have is the niche profit finder that you saw on the other. The keyword tool here is one we're going to be using today, which has the big trigger word list here. Okay, this is a trigger word list and an explanation of how to go out there and find niches that are untapped. Very important. We also have a tool over here which has the different keyword tools that have free versions. Okay, so you are going to need to use some free keyword tools on paid sites. Sometimes you can pay for the cheapest version or whatever, but these are ones that actually have free versions like this here, where you can go in and type in your keyword and see the volume and the competition. AI, some of them have this, some of them hallucinate it, some of them don't have it. So we're going to go through and walk with how that works. Now, first of all, what we need to do is we need to see what is it that Marcus uses keyword tools for most. What am I out there using this for? Why do I pay upwards of $3,000 or $4,000 a month for different tools? What's the deal? Okay, because if you can dissect how I'm using them, if I'm just wasting money or I know how to use them properly, if you can dissect how I'm using them properly, I think that you could go through and use this. Now, what I need most is domain research. Now, this is one that's going to be tough to top with AI. If I go to ahrefs, semrush, or something like that, I can get the keywords for a given domain, right? Like if I go through and use the ahrefs paid keyword tool like this, I can go in here, I can use Site Explorer, I could type in one of my websites. Let's say we're going to do explainer video production, which is one that I just got, and this will show us the keywords and the traffic and everything like that. You can see that the strategy is working. My keywords are ranking. We just got 1,100 keywords, boom, like that, which is really cool. Now, again, we have to focus on making good content, but you can see this stuff works like crazy if you do it right. Now, having the ability to do this is going to be difficult. Like, I can't really just go to ChatGPT and say, and you guys can see some of the tips here, we're going to have some really cool stuff for you towards the end of this video as well. But I really can't go to ChatGPT and just say, tell me the keywords this site ranks for, right? I really can't do much with that. Let's see what it comes up with and see if it'll even get close. Okay, I got to put the URL in there. That does help, right? So we're going to put this in here like that.
and let's see what this brings up. So we could see potential keywords, explainer video. So it's close. It has some, and it did come up with the monthly search volume. Now, let's see if this is actually accurate. If we were to go through and look at ahrefs here, video production, we have this showing 37,000 searches per month. All right, let's see what we got. Now, that's probably global, so we should see some version of that here. It says greater than 10,000. Okay, so that's pretty on point. Let's see what the competition says. Let's see, can you add a competition score for SEO? Very important to say SEO because otherwise the AI will not understand what you're doing. So notice right now we are getting pretty close for what it ranks for, and we're also getting pretty close with the competition and things like that. So explainer video high, medium to hard, yeah, we're pretty close there. We have animated explainer, medium to high. So it does look like it's going through and getting somewhat of a lay of the land. So that's good, right? That's one of the things we want to look for there. Now, going through with another keyword tool, maybe looking at Notebook LM, which we're going to talk about how this will find you keyword tools as well. Again, if you're new, watch this entire video. There's going to be a lot of little nuances. You're going to want to watch this at least one time and definitely get notes and everything like that, because what you're going to learn is the details of how I find these niches, and this is where the rubber meets the road. This is what makes this stuff work, is being able to find these niches in a real world way. So first of all, domain research, we can do some of that. Like if I went to Grok and said, can you see which keywords this domain ranks for? Let's put the domain in there. Where did it go? All right, we'll go right over here. It was the explainer video one right here. And we should be able to see what it ranks for. I don't know how accurate it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to show all 1,100 keywords that I rank for according to ahrefs, but it will give us some kind of idea. Okay, so it's saying go enter the domain, check SEMrush, check Ubersuggest, things like that. Now, there are some free tools you can use to get an overview of this stuff, but again, nothing's going to go that specific. Now, I did see something interesting here, and that is that it's giving me specific types of keywords. All right, right at the get-go, I kind of like this. This is something I've seen new. I don't really use Grok a whole lot, but this does seem pretty cool, the fact that it is breaking this down. Now, please do the same, but more detailed on Colgate.com. And you might be wondering why I'm doing Colgate toothpaste. There was a video I did about how the guy who does Colgate's SEO is a genius, and they have a really, really good strategy. I would go watch that video. Let me show you what that looks like here. And it should show you kind of what they're going after. Now, some other things you could do is you could look for sitemaps, different things like that, and really focus, okay? Really cool. So now we see, yes, it's going to give us the use the tools and everything like that, and then manual searches, competitor analysis. Okay, so here's some likely keywords it ranks for. So it's got the Colgate branded stuff. It has the best and different types of toothpaste here, and then informational. Now, if I was going to make a website for this, list all the types of keywords with 50 words under each. Okay, this is pretty cool. So using Grok here, which is free, I'm not even logged in. I know we pay for an account for my developer, but I couldn't tell you how to get into that one. All right, so now we have all this here, your brand, eco-friendly toothbrush. Okay, then I'm gonna go through and say, now just list all the keywords without the city or your brand, ECT or ETC, however you do that, one after another, just the keywords. Big list. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to analyze this keyword and see how close it's getting me to what I would have in a paid tool, right? Is it going to get me closer than a paid tool? Is it going to reveal things that the paid tool won't? Because here's the deal. A paid tool, for the most part, doesn't think, okay? It's just going to give you, hey, I'm looking for elephants, big elephants, little elephants, safari elephants, whatever, Dumbo the elephant, all kinds of stuff like that, whereas AI is going to think along with you, which is a big benefit, right? So this is something we're seeing where if I can get that keyword list and see if it's accurate, which we did see, it was pretty accurate when we used this here, right? It was like, okay, yeah, it was medium to high comp, and it showed the amount of searches. I don't know where it's pulling it from, but it was pretty accurate, okay? So looking at this, let's just try another one, explainer video production, $2,200 a month. What we want to do is we want to see if this is going to, what we're going to do is we're going to see if it's going to find us the stuff and stay on point, because I don't want it to send me down a rabbit hole like this. Okay, here's a rabbit hole. This is one thing you would miss out on if you didn't have a paid keyword tool as per this. You might try to rank for this keyword thinking there's 2,200 searches there, whereas this is saying there's not that many. Now, granted, there are derivatives of the keyword, so there's probably 2,200 searches a month in there, but we can go through and take a look at how that works. Now, looks like we do have to sign into Grok to get that, but that's okay. We can go through and take this quiz here, take this part here and pop it into ChatGPT and isolate the keywords. So let's do just strip out all the keywords here. And we'll do remove city or your brand or anything like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to get this big list, and we're going to throw it into an ahrefs paid account to see, okay, is it on point? Because I do think, I mean, I'm not going to give up my paid subscription to these tools because right now I do see an absolute need for them. However, there are things that we can do in AI that can save you money and get you started and going from there, and also some things that AI can do and think differently than what other people might do and think, which is really cool. So now we'll go through and we'll get our keywords here. So we got all these here, right, like this. Boom. If I go through and I do an ahrefs bulk, so we'll just do Keyword Explorer, throw all these in here, boom, see what we got. Now, as a domain buyer, since I'm a pretty avid domain buyer, you guys know I buy domains all the time, bought one in yesterday's video that was previously sold for like 900 grand. Now, is it worth that? No, it's worth what I paid for it today, but understanding how and why I think these are worth it is good. Now, looking at this, we do see, yes, it did a pretty good job. So out of all those keywords, we got 85 keywords, and we got 166,000 global search volume a month. So it did find them. I could have done that without a keyword tool, and maybe it'll even go through and list out the difficulty. Now add volume and SEO difficulty. Okay, pretty cool. So going through and looking at this, it's like, okay, I can get by, I can get some keywords, I can find some niches. Now, there's a special hack I'm going to show you, which is a prompt. Okay, when we use the word hack, it's like a shortcut. It's a prompt that'll actually go through and help you find low competition words in any niche. It's like being able to print untapped niches, which is cool. If you guys are excited about that, type untapped niches as a comment. Let me know in the chat box. I think this is going to be a big, big deal. Now, looking at this, let's just take electric toothbrush, adult 6,500, SEO difficulty midway. So medium, I'm going to guess, is what they're doing there. Let's take this here, see what we got. Electric toothbrush adults. What you're going to see also is doing this as long as I have, you're going to see that all tools have fallibility. All tools have some kind of issue where maybe it doesn't report the competition right, maybe it doesn't report the amount of searches right. There's all kinds of things there that we have to look at. With this example here, it's saying less than 100. Let's try SEMrush and see what that comes up with. I think we have SEMrush here. So let's do electric toothbrush adults. And we got 260, 260. I'm going to say that for me, I'm thinking this is more accurate Now I can go into my paid account and see what that looks like here. Let's just do keyword, right, like this. Electric toothbrush adults, 150, 150. So it's similar. There are gaps, there are differences, there are things like that that we have to kind of work around, okay? Now, one of the things, domain research. That is something where if you want reports of domains that rank now, I'm going to say on this one, the keyword tools are winning, okay? Another thing I like to do is I like to look at competition. Now, we did see that ChatGPT, Grok, and others do have the ability to see the competition. And they're probably just looking at the number in Google. Like if you search for something in Google, it says 1 of 10 of about 5 million sites. If it's 5 million, it's probably high competition. If it's 1, it's probably low competition. Starting to look at that. Other site words. Now, one of the things that I use keyword tools for a lot is to look at what other sites rank for. This is super important. If I was going to go into the dental niche, I would probably want to go through and get all of the Colgate keywords. Looking at this, did it get me the Colgate keywords? It did all right. Yeah, it's pretty solid. And having content like this is going to show the search engines that you're not just about a high-ranking keyword. What happens is search engines are looking at it and they're like, okay, if 1 million sites show up for what's the best toothpaste for smokers going on a date, all right, that's not really something that many people probably type in. So the SEO people are going to jump on that word. You're going to have an influx of content that's not really about something people look at. It was a false positive in a search engine. So what this is going to do is it's going to organize your content so that your content speaks for itself. The best way to get rankings on Google is to have good content. That's the best thing to do. Next best thing is have backlinks that link in. We talk about that all the time with our domain videos. Next best thing is to have the right keywords. Now, looking at this, can you go for the right keywords? Let me give you a little tip when it comes to SEO. When I go for SEO, what I'm doing is I'm going out there and I'm trying to make good content based on words that work. So for my explainer video production site, I'm going to make good content based on what it was about, right? So I could go through, I could use my keyword tool to figure out what it was about. I could use my AI to figure out what it was about. Maybe I can go and use Wayback Machine and find out what kind of content was on it before. Obviously, just so that I know what content to make, we don't want to get content that we didn't get the rights to. Buying a domain does not give you the rights to the content, it just gives you the rights to the domain. But it'll tell you, hey, this is what the site was about. So starting to look at that and say, okay, other site keywords, that's good. Another one was finding hidden niches. Now, how many of you guys are interested in finding hidden niches? Like, that's why you're here. You're like, Marcus, I'm here because maybe I don't have a niche and I want to find niches. Type new niche or find new niche or something like that in the chat box and let me know. Because if that's you, you are going to love this portion of the video. Going through and finding hidden niches. A lot of people don't know how to do this. Now, I have a little tip when it comes to doing this, and the tip is with our, I think it was one of the, I worked really hard on getting these aligned for this call. I think it was this one. So the trigger word list, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a keyword tool that we can use for free. AdWords Planner, ahrefs free keyword tool or whatever. And if we can extract a good niche, like how many of you guys saw my video and you were like, dude, that mortgage niche is on point. I didn't know what I was going to do. Now I know I can do that niche. Okay? Lots of people are looking for these, and people wonder, how do I come up with these all the time? Where do the ideas come from? Well, what they're coming from is usually what I call a trigger word list. So I can go through and I can say like balance, all right? If I was gonna go do this with a keyword tool and type in the word balance, you're gonna see all kinds of stuff from like balance shoes to balance checkbooks to balance cortisol, all kinds of things like that. And what you're gonna see is all kinds of stuff that are not related to any niche. They're just related to the word balance. Same kind of thing if you were going to do broken, right? What kind of things are broken? My TV is broken. My, car is broken. Whatever kind of things. Enhance, estimate, different things like that. If you were to do calculator, you're going to find lots of low competition or even no competition keywords using this strategy. You can see here's all the New Balance balance sheet, gift card balances, and all kinds of things people are searching for, okay? Now again, this is a very powerful strategy. Use it ethically, make good content, help people out. If we were to look for calculator, you could go through and you can see the different calculators that people want, and you can organize them by get competition, how much a keyword is, what kind of niche they're in, stuff like that. And what I do when I'm looking for niches is I'm trying to find things that I can really help people with and think differently, right? So like maybe something like car loan calculator. Okay, cool. So if I go for that keyword, could I get in here and find some low competition stuff enough for me to make money with, right? That's a goal because we want to get enough that we can make money. Now, let's see what this would look like with ChatGPT, and then I'll show you a little tip that I use to find literally hundreds of untapped niches like that. It's really cool. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, using the trigger word calculator, what kind of stuff do people search for that I can use for affiliate marketing? Let's just see what it comes up with and see if it thinks the way I do. One of the things that I want AI to do is I want it to think the way that I do, because the way that I've thought about niches, content, marketing has made a lot of money. And actually, I see something in here. Did someone see something in here that I really like? And it could be based on my history. I don't think so, though, because on this one I don't have the memory turned on. But I see something here, which was DSCR loans, which right out of the gate, this would be really cool. If you didn't know that niche existed, you could have just found a multi-$1,000 niche market. Now, disclaimer, I've been doing this a long time. I've made a lot of money. You're going to see a lot of videos everywhere about how people make a bunch of money. The average person trying to make money online makes zero. Most people lose money. Most people just flounder around and never get a result. The results are not typical, implied, or guaranteed. We have to understand this. This is a business. Now, going through here, we can see it did have the DSCR loans, and then it's going through with health and fitness, different things like that, ROI calculator for software as a service. It's even telling me what I can market, which is really cool. Now, if I was to go through and say something like this, now, if I was going to go through here, I would want to look for the magic stuff, right? So like DSCR loan, if that was the magic one, I would go through, I would put that into a free keyword tool, something like this here, okay? DSCR loans. Boom, there we go. So medium, medium, easy, easy, easy. Excellent. I can also go through and do DSCR loan, all right? Now that I have the niche from AI, I can go through with a bunch of tools, figure out what the niche is about, work my way to a site, and understand and make educated decisions based on this market. So I have DSCR loan calculator. That's showing about 1,000, greater than 1,000 a month, so somewhere between 1 and 10,000 searches a month. Solid. This is looking pretty good, right? I can go through and I can isolate this. Notice how we use that with a trigger word. Let's try another one. Let's try, maybe wanted to go for instructions, okay? So let's go through and we'll say now, same task for the word, trigger word instructions. See what kind of instructions people want. I'm going to do this off screen just to make sure it's clean. Okay, sometimes you never know what people search for on the old internet. So we got home improvement, stuff like that, which is looking pretty good, and on we go. And this is getting you into finding hidden niches with a trigger word method. Now, over at my site, I will have a list of the trigger words for you guys so that you can use them. It's basically a foolproof way to find niches like crazy, right? You go through, you just use them. You have curiosity and you think about what you can do with it. What can I do with this niche? How can I make it work? And it looks like we're looking pretty good here. Good. All right, so what we have here, went through ChatGPT and we're like, okay, cool. So we got tech setup, so router setup, links to routers, VPNs. So it's showing what we could promote. This is something we did not see in even the paid keyword tools don't have this. So now I can go through and say, okay, router setup instructions, links to routers, Windows clean install, recording instructions, phone screen repair. That's pretty cool. All right, eyelash extensions, gardening, all kinds of stuff here, okay? Looking at this, we can go through and look at, okay, what would I want to do? What would have the most money in it? I'm looking for something that's going to work. That's why we're going to go through in one of the tools that we have. I'll give it in the notes, and I will also put it, we have a robust version we're putting in the Simple Sites course. And the Simple Sites course is coming out. It's brand new. You can pre-order it. The link is right there. But going through here, I believe it was the niche tool. Yeah, this one here. So this will go through and it'll help you when you're finding a niche. So if I go through and I say something like, okay, let's say I wanted to go for maybe something related to raised garden bed instructions. Okay, so here's our keyword. I would go through and I'd be like, okay, what are the monetization strategies? I'm going to do courses and planter stuff, right? Like packs, like, oh, here's the pack of raised garden bed instructions with the wood or whatever, right? They sell them at Home Depot all the time. Or maybe courses, stuff like that, okay? Planter kits, stuff like that, okay? Next up, we're going to do traffic methods. So looking at this, courses and, okay, so looking at this raised garden bed instructions. Now, expand on raised garden bed instructions, get other words they might search for, meaning the same thing, and be detailed. Okay, let's see what it comes up with for keywords and kind of go from there. Now, while we're going through this, I did want to also bring up Manus, because Manus, if you know how to use it properly, it could be like one of the keyword juggernauts, because you can have it go do things when you're not working. Now, I did find, I mean, the higher tier of Manus is $200 a month. That's getting into expensive keyword territory, but it will actually make content and stuff like that. I did find that it was a little on the pricey side, but let's go ahead and type these in and see what we have. All right, I want to see, is it actually giving me stuff? Because so far, for me, obviously, I'm going to keep my keyword tools. Obviously, having a ahrefs paid account does work for me. And I use it all the time. Very cool. So looking at this, 23 keywords, very low. So it bottomed out. Like all these keywords are kind of like not that great. And we have one good one, which is the plans, best. We have how to build. So there's a few there. I mean, it might take me down a rabbit hole, but looking at that, we can go through traffic method, SEO, video, Pinterest, stuff like that. Key metrics, competition level, that's a medium. Profit potential, I think it's probably medium to high. Like that's a pretty big market. Audience size, if we do the bigger word, which would be raised garden, right, we would see here, yeah, it's pretty big, so the audience size is decent. Growth trend, you can use Google Trends to find this, and on we go. Okay, talk about that in other videos, but understanding how it works, this is how we evaluate a niche and see, okay, is this going to be profitable? Is it going to work for us? Now again, looking at the keyword tools here, let's kind of see where we're at. So domain research, can ChatGPT do domain research? Let's take a look. Did it do good? We did Colgate branded product keywords, so we got roughly 100 keywords. All right, I know that they rank for like a bazillion keywords. I think if we were to open that up here, let's get a, let's see, I need this here. And we'll just go through and do a overview of it just to show you what the difference would be. Now, can you go through Colgate? Can you go through and do this with AI tools? Yes, you would be missing out on literally like 600,000 keywords. Is that keywords you will need? Yes and no. Like, I think we can deduce from, okay, what's their sitemap say? What are their content categories? What are things like this? Throw it into AI, say, parse this out for me. I think that can work. Now, another little tip you can use is the SpyFu tool. This is one that, for the most part, like a lot of their stuff is free. So if I went SpyFu, it'll give me a little breakdown of what they have. Like, it'll show you, okay, what do you rank for? Like we can see here, I'm ranking for like 4,000 words or something. Colgate, it'll show you 500,000 words, and then it'll give you an overview of competition. I like this because I could go through, I could use SpyFu, I can get competitors, all right, it's gonna give me 5 of them. I could put those in and say, now look at these, see what they rank for. And it'll show the shared keywords and things like that, which is pretty cool. It does tap out. I think you do need a paid account to see a bunch. It'll give us 5, which is cool. Now, paid account here, I don't know what they cost. $9, not bad. 79, 39. It'll give you some. Now, again, a lot of you guys, like if you're in a niche and you're in one niche, you don't need a keyword tool all the time. You just need to get the research, get in there, download it all, and get out of there. Right? You don't need it for a long time. Does it help to monitor your rankings? 1,000 times. But if you're on a budget, get what you need now, get your content, use what you have the ability for, and then when you start generating some cash, then get the tool. A lot of people front load with tools. They're like, oh, let me get a bunch of tools. Pretty soon they get burnt out because they're like, hey, I'm spending, $500 a month, which a lot of people, they don't have $500 a month to just loaf out for a business that may or may not work or a niche they may or may not know about. So going through and looking at that, I think it's very helpful. So domain research, ChatGPT can do a little bit. Gemini, let's try Gemini here. This is in deep research, and then we also had Gemini over here. Please tell me the keywords that Colgate uses in their marketing and what they rank for. Let's see how this does. And if it'll give us an overview, I think we'll be looking pretty good. All right, cool. Another thing Matt brought up, which we're going to have as a toolbar in the course as well, is the glossary method, which works really well. Using glossaries and types and stuff like that will help you find stuff. So this here, it showed us the type. Can you list 100 words? Let's see how it does. So far, we got Gemini, no. Perplexity, I don't think is going to do it. Where our Perplexity go? What keywords does Colgate.com rank for? Let's see what we got here. It is pulling from the tools, so that's okay. I like Perplexity. I'm actually really liking Perplexity for this. That's pretty cool. Now, I don't know if I pay for Perplexity, but I don't think it's super expensive. Let's get more. Can you get like 250 words and make the table? Let's see if this does it. Okay, so I did have another table. Let's try. I know that's a weird one. Let's try. So it's just the same table. Interesting. Let's try this. Let's see if it actually does show the 12,000 searches a month. 16. That's close. That's pretty close. I'm sure SEMrush probably says 12. It's probably where they got it. Okay, and you will see nuances between these. They're never perfect. Understanding that is key. Like, what am I looking for? I'm looking for like a trend or an amount or something that's like, oh yeah, this has searches in it. It's not a question. It's got them. So going through there, we're looking pretty good. Gemini Perplexity, on point. Notebook LM. Notebook LM with the new feature I thought was pretty cool. So let's see here, Notebook LM. It did not go through and get the keywords though. Like if I went through and I said, discover Colgate Let's do Colgate SEO strategy keywords. I want lots of keywords. I think it's going to miss the mark here, but we'll try it anyway and see what comes up. If you guys are digging this, smash the like button, let me know as a comment and in the chat box. So we'll go through, we'll import this, see if it comes up with a list there. Notebook, not big. Now, Manus was one that was actually pretty interesting. I went through and I did a little test before this show started, and I wanted to look at, can I find good keywords? Okay, so I went through and I said low competition fitness keywords for easy traffic. Now, going through here, Manus will continue. Yeah, continue, please. And let's see how it looks. Usually what you'll see is it'll come up with the files. So fitness, 100 low competition keywords in the fitness market. Fitness market organized by potential. So it looks like it got 100 of them. Let's see what they look like. Strength training for seniors, micro workouts. So if we were to take this and say, okay, well, I got 100 keywords, or 98 as it were. Are they good? That's what I want to know. Are they good keywords? Because if this leads us down a rabbit trail, this is not going to be fun. You're going to write a bunch of content. You're going to do a bunch of work based on data that's bad. If you do work based on data that's bad, you're going to struggle. Like, you think you're struggling now, this is going to make it way worse. And we could see here, out of 105 keywords, it basically drops down to 10 searches a month or less. Right at about, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. It got me 4 keywords out of 100. I'm going to say no, I don't like that. That is not good for the research there. Now, I did try using Manus with lone keywords, and it, for whatever reason, it did that one pretty good. And it looks like, no, it's not going to do 250. Here's a concise 250. Did it get the whole 250? It doesn't look like it. A table highlighting some of their most. Can you list out 250 words they use? Not really getting it there, but it does help. It shows us the overview of the content so we can get an idea of what's going on. It's just not useful. I mean, it just says, look at that. It just keeps redundantly, I think we're done. Broke it, right? But yeah, not really looking at that. So for Manus, not that big. Claude was okay. Let's see. Can you tell me the keywords? Colgate ranks 4. Let's see what happens here. It's searching the web. Okay, and what you're going to see also while we're waiting for this is how these sidebars are going to help you, because what happens here is I've actually made this to where you can go through, and I have them, here it is, you can go through and at a glance you can be working alongside your AI. That's why we made it this way, where it opens in the sidebar, so that you can work along with what you're doing, right? So here you can see it's got all the tools. You can go through and say, oh, hey, I want to check affiliate programs, or maybe you want to check the pay-per-click competition. You would just type in your keyword here. Let's say you want to do how to run faster or something like that. Well, how to run faster should go. There we go. And then what will happen is it'll actually bring it up. So it'll go through and it'll show you all of them. I do have to fix the little glitch in there. Looks like that is having a little issue, but you get the idea of how it works. So going through with this, we're seeing, yes, pretty solid. It does get some keywords, but some of them are missing. As far as Claude, it's telling me what to do to find them. So Claude didn't do it at all. So looking at that, I think Manus did okay. Claude, not so much. Copilot, let's try Copilot. I think we can open it here. Let's see. Let's go to Colgate.com, see if we can do this. Actually, you know what? Let's just do Affiliate Marketing Dude. So we'll go affiliatemarketingdude.com. We're going to pull up Copilot. Find all the keywords this site ranks for, please. You could probably go through and ask it for all the posts too. That might work. But let's see what's going on. Can you explain? Okay. Can't directly pull. Can you analyze the content and see? Maybe. Let's see how it does. Okay, analysis of the website content. Nope, didn't do it. So, not super big on this. Could I go to the sitemap and get it? Probably, but you could do that with anything anyway. So Grok, he didn't do that great for it. So yeah, not really digging that one. Now, that's domain research. Primarily what I'm looking for there is, what does a site rank for? Can I get bulk lists of what sites rank for? This is something I do all the time. This is something we even exceed. Like when I have my keyword tools, we're paying more than the actual amount because we're doing so many of these. That's something that's important. So competition analysis, as far as looking at what the competition looks like on the search engines, yes. As far as looking at other sites for it, I'm going to say ChatGPT and Manus are the ones that are going to work. Other site words, spying, being able to go and see what other sites rank for, that's something I'm going to leave to the keyword tools. That's something, yeah, you probably will need to work around. Maybe you can go through and use SpyFu. Like that will get you an overview a little bit, but looking at that might go through, okay? So we can test out ChatGPT 04 Mini. I don't know what that one does, but we could probably test it out in here. Let's see, did I get access to it? 04 Mini, hi. Let's try it out. Let's see what happens. We'll give it the same prompt. Let's see, let's do the prompt up here. And then I'll show you a little tip that I used with ChatGPT to find a ton of niches. You guys are going to love this. This is what I think a lot of people are here for, but I want to go through all the stuff I use it for, because if you're going to do this as a business, you need to learn how I do this as a business. I think that's very important. It might take a while to watch the video. It might be a little boring at times, but, you know, do you want to make it work? Like, you go to college, half of it's probably boring. I don't know. I never went to college. I went to high school. That was boring. But at any rate, going through, you know, you got to learn what you got to learn to get what you want to get. Are you willing to do it is the question. It takes work, it takes effort, it takes learning. Let's go through, let's try ChatGPT 04 Mini High, and let's see what it comes up with here and if it does better, okay? So here we go. Definitely slower, we can tell right out of the get-go, but is it going to function like a keyword tool? That's what I want to know. Okay, did have the DSCR. On this one, how did you find this? My memory, or let's see. I want to see where it found it, because if it did, that'd be kind of weird. From our chat memory. So it did find that from chat memory. All right. There's something here I like. Did anyone catch it? What I like about this is it's saving it. So I did a video, I think it was yesterday, I believe. I don't know, I do a lot of videos. And it was about using the memory of ChatGPT to keep your niche isolated. So like if I keep dumping information about my niche, keywords, rankings, everything in here, it's going to remember it. Now, with that, you would want an isolated account, or bare minimum, an isolated project. For me, I have a group account. I just made myself one of the other accounts, so I can use it for a niche. So what you would do is you would have several accounts for your niche websites or clients. Okay? It costs you 20, I think it's either 20 or 25 each. And you get a pro account, which is going to go through, and now I have an isolated AI trained on the data for that site. Did everyone just catch what I said? Right? I know it was tough to say, but I hope you guys got it, because if you get that, now what I can do, right? Let's try it in a project with ChatGPT 04 Mini and the regular. So what we'll do is we're going to try a new project. New project, let's call this mortgage keywords. Create project. I don't know if there's settings for a project, but we can check it out and see. Let's take a look and see what happens. So add files, add instructions. Okay, cool. Do not look at other memory. Only isolated stuff in this project. Okay? So there we go. So it should isolate it here, which is pretty cool. Michael says, then you're up to the cost of ahrefs or more. Well, it depends on what you're doing. Could I get a keyword tool, get a trial, or pay for a couple months, get the data I need, throw it into a project, and make it work? I think I can. I think that would work really well. So now let's go through. Let's see, Canvas, you got that. You have Drive, so I could throw in a bunch of keyword tools there. This could be a very, 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 very powerful tool. Having the ability to have all my stuff in here could absolutely work well. Let's say, find me keywords in the loan market that are non-competitive. Let's see what happens here, okay? Yes, exactly, Melatonin, almost like a personal assistant per website. And those who get it, like this is for people who really want to do this and really treat it like a business. Like we need to stop thinking, oh, ChatGPT gonna make me rich, and we need to start thinking, how do I use it to build a business that's going to make me rich? How do I start with something small, get a small result, and scale it? That's what we want to do here. All right, so now looking at this, personal loans, no credit check, medical bills, personal loans, bad credit, emergency cash, student loans, medical. Okay, so you got some interesting FHA 203. Okay, I love when it comes up with stuff like this. Why? Because now I can go through, I can skip everything. It does have the DSCR, so it did find that. Don't know it's looking at the memory. I told it not to, but you never know. AI kind of does what it wants to do. But we like AI. Nice AI. Have a nice day. I like this. Find more like this with the actual name or whatever. Let's see. 100, please. This, if I can do this, it'll crack the code. And then I'm going to show you something I did earlier, which was based on the fact that I found that DSCR loan one, and show you guys how that worked. So it's reasoning there. Marcus wants me to go. So it knows who I am. Oh, thank you. Marcus wants me. Okay. All right. Now isolate down to the name, nothing extra, i.e. FHA Streamline. VA to FHA. See what I want here? I want these specifics on and on. Let's see if it does it. If I get 100 of these, now that's some money stuff there. All right, you guys digging this? If you are, let me know by smashing the old like button, and that helps this go out to more people so people can see the reality of what this stuff takes. Okay. Isolate the core names from a list. Good. Is going. All right, while we're waiting for that, let's take a look at what else we have going on. Looking at these tools, okay, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Copilot, Perplexity, Notebook, LM, Manus, and Grok. What we need to know is how to use these in conjunction with each other. A lot of people are just going and they're like, ChatGPT, make me money. Okay, yeah, it ain't gonna do that, right? You ain't gonna pay 20 bucks and have it give you $1 million. It ain't gonna work. But can I use tools in conjunction to make good things that will make me money? I think I can, right? And looking at this, yes, we got all kinds of cool stuff here, which looks pretty cool. The loan one, you know, I mean, you look at this, this is a market where there's a lot of money here. And if you understand, okay, could I be the best DSCR loan guy on the planet in helping people understand how to work it? Yes. Now, going through here, now we're getting somewhere. Do you guys see how this, whatever, helpful, cute, wonderful, most people are gonna look at this and be like, what to do with it? Okay, now this is what I want. This is what I want. These are all the different types. Now, I can take this, put this in a keyword tool. All right, now, I'm putting it in the keyword tool to show you the validity. We're validating. Okay, do you need a keyword tool to do this? You can do it with free stuff out there. However, I think using ChatGPT and AI to get those lists is going to keep you from having to pay for the big tiers of stuff at the keyword tools. So now I go through here. We got, I don't know how many words, probably, count them or whatever. Did it have a list of numbers? How many are there? Let's see what we got. And it'll count it. So now while we're waiting for that, let's take a look at what this list looks like in terms of, is there some goods here? 100 keywords, 100,000 searches a month. Nice. Public service loan forgiveness, SoFi personal loan, Teach grant, Perkins loan, heavy equipment finance. This is where the money's at. How many of you guys see this? Type in it to win it or good, type something, let me know. Right, going through here, now we see we're getting into the low comp stuff. Now, could I do this on my own? I could. Could I do it with the cheapest plan? I could. Going through, there's 100 loan product names. That's money right there. Knowing that is key. Now look at this, hidden loan finance. I'm going to show you this in a minute. Get ready. This is going to blow your socks off. You're going to love it. Looking at the list there, okay, that list here, and looking at it in ahrefs. So I could go line by line and find something I want. So I could go through and be like, okay, which one do I want to be an expert on? And can I find that with a free keyword tool? Okay, so I would go through and I'd be like, okay, let's do income-driven repayment. That sounds interesting. That's how I found the DCR one. I was like, okay, interesting. So now we're going through. It says I do need a trial. However, it did say, like, no searches. Okay, cool. Nice. So now I'm in business. I see the KD. I see the low one here. Okay, so there's low competition. Now I'm getting somewhere. How many of you guys are like, oh, okay, now we're cooking with gas or whatever we cook with, right? And now we're starting to understand, hey, this is pretty cool. Now notice something. We started this with a seed trigger word, right? This is the essence of marketing. This is the essence of going out there and finding stuff. This comes from years ago, back in the day before the internet existed. You would have mail order advertisers and they would try to sell stuff via mail. That's what they do. Now, in order to find people, what they would do is they would buy lists. And you would buy a list from the SRDS, I think it was called. All right, I've been doing this too long, right? A lot of stuff. But you get the list, and you would start to be like, okay, well, here's people who recently refinanced their credit card payment. What would they want? And your job was to say, what would they want? The same thing we're doing here. I'm like, okay, here I got 6,600, 32,000 people a month looking up income-driven repayment plan. Could I turn this into a business? Well, let's go into our Simple Sites course over here yonder. There it is. I got a lot of tabs open. This is actually, I usually have like 10 times this many when I'm working, but on a webinar, it's a little hard to keep track of. So going through, let's do the niche tool. So our niche is income-driven repayment plan. Okay, cool. So now I could go through and I'd be like, okay, tell me about this. Who wants it? What's the intent? What's the product? On and on. Now let's see. Recent graduates with high debt relative to starting salaries. Nice. So it's a college repayment plan. Affordability. Great. How many of you guys just see how this found gold? Okay, and again, I didn't even check it with the paid tool. Just went through and used the free ones, and I was like, okay. So could I go into this market and make it work? Well, yeah. This is telling me I could probably make a site about options for repayment for school loans, student loans. That looks pretty solid. All right, so now I'm making data-driven decisions to go into a niche that would work really well. So let's take a look. Monetization strategies, loans, pay-per-click, obviously going through and looking at, like using the tools like SpyFu, okay? Let's go through and let's say keyword research. Let's do student loans. Okay, student loans, we got 150,000 monthly volume. It's super competitive. I don't even need a keyword tool to tell me that. We're going through and we're like, boom, $14 a click. That's some money there. Traffic methods. Could I do this with organic free traffic? Could that work? Well, let's take a look. We're going to do our root keyword over here somewhere. Where'd it go? It was one of these. Okay, where did we go? Where did we start over here? There we go. Okay, so this one here, income-driven loan, income-driven repayment plan. Okay, so here, $14 a click. Income-driven repayment plan, less traffic, does not matter because we're going to flip it. 0. Okay, so 0 I could flip into a big market that is the student loan stuff, right? So all I would need to do is get this traffic, lead them to a student loan calculator, talk to them about the options, do a good job, give them good info, show them what the options are. Okay, how many of you guys are getting it? Smash that like button if you're getting it. We could see income-driven repayment plan, $3,500. Do you guys see how we're able to find really solid niches using just AI and some of the free tools that are out there? Traffic methods, SEO. Can we do that? Let's take a look. So if we were to go look at our, let's say, semrush, 50/50, 28, I think we could get traffic. It might not be perfect. Like, I'm not going to rank number 1 for this. Could I? Maybe. Let's take a look at what it's like over here. Keyword Explorer, income-driven repayment plan. It's actually not that bad. 18 in the student loan niche. Like, we just found a back door into a niche that's a lot of money. How many of you guys see that? Smash that like button if you're like, oh, there we go. That's solid. Now, could you find this without a tool? You could. Like, I think with a $30 tool, knowing how to use it, yeah, that it's probably something I would do. If it was me and it was get Manus AI, ChatGPT, or get one of them and get a ahrefs, and they don't have an affiliate program. I've never done a sponsorship with them. I use them. That's why I talk about it. I could show you stuff that, I get paid to show you, but this is the one I use. So there you go. I'll take a pay cut and show you guys the real deal. If you appreciate that, smash the like button. Go join AI Profit Scoop if you want to make up for it. But at any rate, looking at this here, yeah, I could go through. I would say, maybe ditch that other AI tool. Like, okay, do you really need Sora? Do you really need all these other tools? You're probably tool heavy, and it's probably tools that you're not using as much if you're like me. Like, I went through the other day, and I went to my team, and I'm like, what are we using? Well, what can we get rid of here? We found like $1,000 a month that we could just get rid of because we're just trying all these tools. All right, so now looking at this, we did find a niche. So going through, let's take a look at our grid here. Other sites, spying on other sites, that was not the strong suit of AI yet. Finding hidden niches, ChatGPT, 1,000%. Gemini, let's ask it the same task. Let's see what's going on. If you guys want to keep going, smash that like button, let me know. We'll keep going. This will probably be a long webinar, but hey, you know what? Let's teach you guys the real deal here. So let's give it the same prompt up here. Find me, so we started with find me keywords in the loan market. This was using ChatGPT 04 mini high. There you go, okay? Let's go through, let's take a look at Gemini. Okay, this did not even come close. Let's do find me keywords in the loan market that are non-competitive. All right? And if you guys like this, imagine how much you'll like my courses and my trainings. We'll talk about those in a little bit. These little sidebars are from what I'm going to talk to you guys about in a bit. And it's going to change the way you do this stuff. Amazing stuff, okay? Also in AI Profit Scoop, we're having all the niches in there too. All right, so long tail keywords, great. Not really. Gemini did not. Perplexity I already know is not going to because we tried it and it just kind of stumbled. Call Claude told us how to do it. It didn't tell us what to do. So I think using ChatGPT, this is the clear winner for finding these hidden niches with the trigger word method. Clear winner, outsider, big time winner there. All right. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, as they say. So going through here, Manus was okay. Let's give Manus the same thing. Find me keywords in the loan market that are non-competitive. All right, let's just go for it. Now, I did notice with Manus, if I was using Manus as the only tool I used, I would burn up $1,000 a month in credits easily. Would it be worth it if I knew what I was doing? 1,000%. Because it does have the ability to just go out there and find stuff. It's kind of like deep research from Google, but like directed, right? Deep research come back, oh, here you go, here's this stuff. This is gonna go out there and be like, we're gonna go and we're gonna dive in. This is like having an assistant go look at other sites, see what they say, look at other keywords, see what they say, see what they do. Manus is in a league of its own when it comes to that kind of stuff. We are going to take a look at some other AI tools, but this is in a league of its own, which is pretty cool. Like, see how it's browsing Quora. How do I find low competition for finance blog? Like, these are things that other stuff probably wouldn't even think about. Now, it is going to take time. Like, it's going to go through. It's going to deliver the results eventually, okay? While we're waiting for that, let's take a look at what else we're using this stuff for. Now, the free or freemium with paid option tools, let's go through, let's take a look at what these look like, okay? We have Google Keyword Planner. You do need a Google Ads account, and I believe you need a running ad or have to have had a running ad in the past to see the actual data. Okay, now that's pretty easy. You just set up an ad and it should be pretty easy. Answer the Public, I am not a fan of Answer the Public. I found it to be kind of a rabbit trail for me. Like, what you're gonna notice about me is I'm laser focused on one thing, right? Like, I find one thing and I'm like, this is what I want, and I'm going to make the tool give me what I want. And so when I go through and I look at something like this loan market we have, boom, there it is. Okay, so ChatGPT zeroed in, gave me the stuff I want, and we just looked at one so far, right? We didn't even look at the others, like SBA or this one, right? What's this one, all right? This is cool, 700 searches a month. Now, in the loan market, 700 searches a month, that could do some damage. That could be some money. However, in other markets, you know, like, you might need more. So looking at this, HCM for purchase, we got a 400 medium competition, HCM purchase for down payment. So they're looking to buy a house. The intent is everything. Knowing that is key. Let's see if ChatGPT will get that. It was HCM for purchase, tell me about this. Intent and more, something like that, right? We'll go through. I was gonna type ECT, but whenever I do that, someone says I say it wrong. Even if I say it both ways, they still, I don't know. I say things wrong, right? I'm not good at it. I still say niche when apparently it is niche. But at any rate, you know what? It worked for me so far. So we're gonna go through, so it is seniors, okay. Homeowners with significant equity, okay. Good to know. So going into this market, age requirement, down payment, so they need a huge down payment. It's probably a pretty solid loan. Upfront cost, property charges. Okay, what are other similar products? Now we're gonna go, and I'm thinking, can I make a loans after 60 for seniors website and nail it? Because if I can do that, then I could just make content all day, every day that's really good, make calculators, make tools, really focus on serving the market. Like, I want to do justice to this market. I want to go through, and I want people that are seniors that are looking for loans to get good help. So it looks like it's related to reverse mortgage. Let's see how we're doing here. So we got HCM for purchase. This is a SEMrush. I'm not logged in. This is just a free one. That's pretty solid. The competition there ain't bad at all. Now what we want to do, if we were going to do this, SpyFu, let's go here. So HCM for purchase. It's got some decent volume. Let's go to the old SpyFu. Where'd he go? There he is, right? And we're going to do HCM for purchase. Okay, decent. 0. I love when there's zeros. That's music to my ears right there, because that means marketers aren't really tackling it. And you could search it on the Google, see if there's ads. There ain't no ads. I love when there's no ads. That is like the best concert in the world for me. All right, so HCM for purchase, monetization, loans, and pay-per-click. Traffic method, SEO, I think I could. Competition level, we ain't got no ads. We'll go down there. Well, let's put it at like a 20, just because it is a loan word, and I don't even care. You could say like anything in the word loan, and it still has some competition because it's got the word loan. Profit potential, I think it's pretty good. Like, could I make a decent living in this type of market? I think I could. Again, results not typical, implied, or guaranteed. This would take a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. You need to do a good job. But if you want to start a business and you're willing to do it, this is where the magic happens. Growth trend, we could check Google Trends. Let's go to the old Google Trends here. Isn't no ads bad? No, that's something marketers said years ago, and I never know why they said it. They're like, if it has no ads, that's bad. I'm like, dude, most of the money I've made in my entire career had no ads. How do I know? Because I was the only one advertising on them, and I was cleaning house, making some cash. Because when you have no ads, that means people don't know how to monetize the word, which means they just leave it alone, and I just skate in with no competition. That's what this is about, is finding those words we can use, finding the words that are going to do the justice for us, right? So let's go to Google Trends, right, like this, and we're going to do HCM for purchase, all right? So over time, it's going to default for the past day. I'm going to do 2004 to present. It's got some peaks and valleys. Overall, it's pretty solid. Let's see past 12 months. So it's got a peak, valley. So it probably came up in the news, which tells me something. It tells me something very important. That tells me I can do press releases. Again, make a good one. Make a press release about loan options for people in this economy, which we all know this economy is not fun, but can I help them? Here's how to get cash. Your house is worth a lot, but it's not selling. Could you get some cash? Could you do something, right? Finding that option for people and helping people is a key to making this work. Now we go through ease of entry. It's pretty solid. Notice how it's going to go and work. Now, truth says there's a reason there's no ad competition. Probably doesn't sell. We don't need to sell anything. Who said anything about selling? What we're going to do is we're going to help educate. This is something that the late Corey Rudel said years ago. Corey Rudel said, educate, inform, and sell more, okay? Educate your market, inform them, and sell more. Or we're going to put get more, okay? Why are we going to put get more? Because what happens is people have keywords they don't know how to convert, right? Marketers are over here and they're like loan, mortgage, refinance, reverse mortgage, money, 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 okay? What I do is I look for things people need help with. You might say, well, Marcus, what about hardship letter for mortgage? Okay, a lot of people look this up. Hardship letter for mortgage. Watch this, okay? And you might be saying, dude, bro can't even pay his mortgage. How are we going to sell stuff? How are you going to make money if the market doesn't have any money? You're going to make it by helping them. You're going to give them options, and you're going to help them understand what to do. Key. Watch this. Hardship letter for mortgage. Okay, how can I help this person? All right, so hardship, there we go. I got to spell it right. Hardship. There we go. Hardship letter for mortgage has 320, about 2,290 people a month searching for it. Now, if you're to look at this, there's going to be no ads. Nobody advertises on this because what are they going to do? It's just some images of the hardship letters, and then it goes into some other stuff about the hardship letters. You might be thinking, well, Marcus, there's no money in that market. You are the craziest marketer on the planet because there's no market. What are you going to sell them? They ain't got no money. What you're going to do is you are going to say, Well, what kind of things would they want? This is where AI comes in, right? Because if I go in and I say, now tell me about hardship letter for mortgage and options to help them. Let's see what this comes up with. All right, you might have, what do they call that? A restructure, what was that called? The mortgage something. What was the mortgage restructure called? Okay. I think it was modification. There we go. Mortgage modification. There we go. I got it before they did. That is pretty cool. I'm smarter. I'm faster than AI for right now for this one thing. Just kidding, AI. You're smarter than me. But at any rate, looking at this, so HAMP program, home affordable mortgage, whatever. Now we could go through and say, okay, mortgage modification. Okay? Or maybe there's like a hardship refinance program. Now we got money. Hardship letter for mortgage. Boom. What's this one got? So we had $580, $2. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. How many of you guys are seeing this? You're like, dude, that totally makes sense. Obviously, be ethical, help people out, get good information, find options they wouldn't otherwise have. People don't know how to find options. A lot of people, they think they're stuck. They're like, my house won't sell. I guess I just need to let it foreclose because I can't afford it. Well, maybe there's other options. Maybe there's other options we can help them with. Finding hidden niches. ChatGPT is the outlier. Manus, let's take a look at how Manus is doing on this one here. It is working. One of the cool things about Manus is we can see what's going on as we do it. So non-competitive keywords. Mortgage broker, no, I don't like this. Best credit card, legit online loans, it's okay. I'm going to give it like a 3 out of 5. I don't think it's worth checking the box. I'm going to leave that one off. But going through and looking at this, I think is key. Trigger word, ChatGPT nails it. Gemini, did it nail it? It did not. Didn't even hit the nowhere. Trigger word method, I'm going to say that ChatGPT, for finding trigger words that are low comp and understanding them, for most people trying to make money online, ChatGPT is going to do better than a paid keyword tool. I went through, I found 3 or 4 niches right off the bat, ready to go. Content planning, all of them will do content planning. You just ask it to, but you have to have the content. So I could go through, I could go to, let's say, Gemini, and I'll say, I have a site about, what was our keyword up here? HCM per purchase. Make a content calendar based on keywords and related products. Let's see how we're doing here. Now, knowing this is key. These are the things that we are putting in the sidebars in Simple Sites so that you can go through and toggle back and forth and have that there. I mean, imagine how much more helpfuler it will be to have that there. Truth says better than ahrefs. I'm going to say different than ahrefs because it's going to understand it in a different way. Okay? That's key. If I can have it understand it in a different way, then we're good. Let's do this in another one. Let's say we wanted to go to Claude. Okay, Claude's been a little neglected. He hasn't done a whole lot for us today. Let's see what he does when we give it this. Or she. I don't know. Claude could be either way. Let's see here. Based on my research, 12-month calendar. All right, let's see. Month 1, blog post. What is an HCM for purchase and how does it work? HCM for purchase versus traditional. This is good. I like this. Now, one of the problems here, like 1 blog post a month ain't going to cut it. I need 1 post per day. Let's see here. So it does do what we call buckets. It's making buckets of content, which is cool. So convert each month into a bucket with 12 posts in, or 31 posts in each. 31 posts in each. Let's see what we got here. Sean says the best keyword tool is your brain and Google suggestions. I'm going to say your brain and AI's brain and one of the tools we've talked about that are free. So the list here, one of these is probably the best. As far as keyword tool to find competition, all that, ahrefs is going to be my favorite. We could see Google Trends has some. It will show you some things. So going through there, what are the things that keyword tools do better than AI? Accurate search volume data. Yes, keyword tools are going to nail that. I believe it was ChatGPT and Perplexity that got close. So it did get pretty close. Keyword difficulty scoring. I think AI can do that pretty good. Ahrefs is going to do better, of course. Real-time SERP analysis. Well, I think AI is going to be more up to date. So if it can figure it out, like I could go through and do Manus and be like, hey, here we go. There we go. Pretty cool. Keywords, trending, competitor spy. These are all things that keyword tools are going to do better than AI. What can AI do better? Generate creative long-tail keyword ideas. Yes, with the non-emphasis on long tail. I don't like long tail because it's an SEO tactic that's not always the best. Create content clusters and pillar plans. Yes. Build keyword-based outlines instantly. Yes. Interpret data. Rewrite content. 1,000%. I think using what I showed you today, where we're going through and we're using our trigger words to find these weird little things that we can dominate in, right? There's probably someone who does HECMs and that's all they do for a living. They just sign those up. That's something that we can go through and start to understand in a different way and say, okay, now I could pivot my niche over here. Rewrite content, yes. Core uses of keyword tools, and this is what we're going through on this list here. Affiliate keyword targeting. I don't even know what that means. Like, what's an affiliate keyword targeting? I mean, could you? Yeah, I guess you could go through and say the reverse. So like if I was going to go through, let's use ChatGPT 04 mini, and let's say new, and let's do find me non-comp keywords for, let's say, the light bulb security camera. All right, that's an affiliate product. So let's see how it does here. It's reasoning. And we can go through and see what's going on. Utilizing that may or may not help. So, okay, so it went back into loans. Now it's going through. Okay. All right, so thought for 13 seconds. Let's see what our list looks like. I'm going to throw this into the paid ahrefs because I think this will be helpful. Boop. Boop. And now we got nothing. Complete waste of time. Would this be good content that could possibly rank? Yeah, it could. Is it going to do what we need to do? I don't think so. But yeah. All right, let's go through. Let's take a look at maybe this one here. So this did have finding non-comp rework keywords for loans. Not really. ChatGPT was like the winner there. Now, ones with search volume. Let's see if it gets the ones with search volume. It may or may not. And what we're looking for here is a niche that would actually work, something that we can do. And this is what we do in our high-ticket niches, where I find stuff that'll actually work. Best light bulb security camera for apartment. Okay, can I use this data? I can use this data. If I was to go through and do security camera for apartment, boom, there we go. Apartment security, okay, interesting. For tenants, so that's a tenant who wants to have one. There you go. That could possibly be a niche. Is it going to make me a fortune? No, $5,000 a month. They are looking to buy it. It pays, I think, $100 or $50 a sale, so it could be working pretty good. I mean, going through and looking at that, yeah, it was okay. Let's take a look at the rest here. Affiliate keyword targeting, yes. ChatGPT. Gemini, I think, is going to nail it for that. Perplexity also. Notebook, yes. Manus, I think all of them will do pretty good. AdWords pay-per-click targeting. To find low comp stuff, ChatGPT, yes. Trend spotting, Nah, I'm going to stick with Google Trends. I think that's going to work best. Question-based content, yeah, you could do that. Let's do 100 question-based content for loan market. Let's see what we got here. Which AI best for SERPs? What do you mean by SERPs? Like seeing what the positions are? Probably Manus, but it's probably going to cost you more in credits than a keyword tool does. So this is good content stuff. I think as far as keywords, not so much. So I'm not too impressed with that. Let's go through. Let's see what else we have. Lead gen phrases. They'll all do that. I think they'll do that. Question-based content. Yes. Local SEO targeting. I think they're going to get hokey. Like they're going to get best tree cutter Wisconsin, best tree cutters Wisconsin. It's going to get redundant. I'm not going to use it for that. That, I'm going to stick with my actual tools. YouTube video SEO, yeah, I could give you some ideas. It can convert them. Pinterest visual, yes. Product naming, yes. Product naming, 1,000%. Going through that, that's what we did, right? The mortgage one, that was a mortgage product. We found that name. Intent categorization, 100% AI will do that. SERP feature tracking, Manus, yes. Others, no. Manus is probably going to be too expensive for it. All right, next, seasonal content strategy. I don't really care about that. I'm going to skip it. Backlink opportunity via keywords. Only keyword tools will do that as of now. Like as far as finding backlinks, that's going to be the keyword tool. Can it find opportunities? Yeah, I could go through and say, now find blogs that allow guest posting in this niche. I could do that. I think any AI will find that. It might be older data. I might have to update it, but I think it's usable. So I'm going to say for that, if it was me, I'm going to use Notebook LM. Why? Because it's going to go out there, it's going to find those sites, boop, I'll get my list very quickly. So that'll be pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. Voice search, voice search, I'm not too interested in that. For what I do for a living, not yet. Will I eventually be interested in it? Possibly. I think I'll have to be. But it's going to be the same as search. So going through and looking at these, SpyFu is a great tool to use. Gemini, it's telling me how to do it. So yeah, it's okay. I mean, whatever. It's not that great. I think you could probably do better with Notebook LM. ChatGPT missed it on these, I think, with the mortgage. I think if you know what you're looking for or you know what you want it to find, then that's going to be key. And that's what we're going to do. We're building out the new Simple Sites course, which this is one page on it. This is the page we have, which is for the tools we're creating, which are like this. They're little tools that are going to give you the stuff that we do, right? So you have a tool that'll have these, and then you can go through and use them side by side. It'll have the list of free tools, and then it's going to go through some of the other things we're adding to it are those other questions. And I think I had it in here. This one. There it is. Yay, I have it. Good. I did something right today. Truth says Google SEO might be on its way out. There's still video, social media. I don't think so. Like I think Google is changing. I don't think SEO is going anywhere, because that is the nature of search. Will it change? Yes. But looking at that, we've got to understand it. That's why we do a multiple-pronged effect where we're going through and we're like, okay, can I do Pinterest? Can I do video? If I wanted to dominate that niche that was about that loan thing over here, whichever it was, I'm going to use multiple stuff. Like I'm going to be the best guy teaching all this stuff about all this to get it. Going through and looking at deep niche research, I think, is key, because it's understanding keyword data makes you understand your niche better. So going through and giving a prompt, this is like a little preview of what we're going to have in the new Simple Sites. Again, this is a free video, but that's something where if you like my stuff and you want to work with me, I'll show you where to find that later. But going through and having these prompts and saying, okay, as I go through, if I want to do this line by line, give me a list of problems, habits, all of this for, let's say, what was that niche we had? The loan one, what was it? We had it over here somewhere. Well, let's just use the DCR loans. That'll give us a good overview of how it works. So I could go through and say DCR loans. Cool. So now we're going to go through, and it'll give us an example output here. And then we can say add some keyword clusters. Cool. Income volatility, unexpected repairs. Good. This is fantastic. Based on the above, list 10 SEO keywords per topic. Okay, so this is for our cluster. There we go. And it's going to do 10 for each topic. Rental income. Okay, nice. Nice. So this is giving us a little overview of how it works. Upkeep fees. This is out of niche traffic. So we're finding people who want what we have, which is high value, in a different way. Right? Like, should I buy a rental property? Okay, here's how to get this loan or whatever. Content ideas that help. Now we can do for each keyword. It actually got a lot. For each keyword, give me one blog post idea, one checklist idea, and wow, that's pretty robust there. Let's see what it comes up with. And this is like doing keyword research in ways we never were able to do before unless you had been doing this for many, many years. This is something where it's very, very, very specific. Got me a nice little chart. Rental income management tips, 5 strategies to predict and smooth your monthly rental income. Nice. Checklist idea. Pinterest, Instagram. Fantastic. Let's see this here. And see how this is going to make your life easier, where it's like, oh, now it's just going to take me step by step through each of these. And then I just parse the data, figure out what I want, make the content, make the checklists or whatever, and then we can go through and really make it work. Let's see. So this would be specific. Yes. DSCR loans. Let's see here. Useful calculator, quizzes. Okay, so see how this is like giving us the path to making this work. Very, very, very important. Now, going through here, I think the big takeaway is understanding how to locate those niches. Now, when I went through with ChatGPT before I started doing this training, we actually went through and I looked at, okay, I have this DSCR niche, and it was a good one. Like, I was like, okay, this is like a boom jackpot. And when you find jackpots, that's where we find our high-ticket niches. Like, when we do high-ticket niches, we're finding the jackpot, we're finding the domain with the jackpot. Boom, we put it all together. That's what makes it a good business idea. Now, going through here, what I did is I started with DSCR loan is a hidden niche in the loan market. Can you find other hidden low comp niches like this? Now, it started out with loan stuff, cross collateral, fix and flip financing, land loans. Now, you could go through with each one and say, now find keywords and products in fix and flip financing. Now you get a list of those. Find some for this one, no down payment. Find one for this one, and on we go. Now, what I did is I took it a step further, and yes, I will have these available at downloadmynotes.com. What I did is I took it a step further, and I said, now find 100 words total. Okay, so this is a little icing on the cake. Then we're going to get into the actual cake, which you guys are going to love. 100 keywords here, DSCR, cross collateral, and what happened here is we went through, let's just remove it. So we'll do ChatGPT, strip out the words only, no numbers. Boom, here we go. This one here is for mini high. I mean, you can do this in either, doesn't really matter, because we're just kind of parsing data. Any AI tool will do that. So let's see what that looks like here. Let's see if we got a better result. Okay? 1,000%. 26 out of 26. Looking good. There's like 5, maybe 7 7 that don't have search volume, which is fine. We'll just do boat loan, right? And we can see here some of these, like fix and flip loan, nice. That's a jackpot right there. That's something I can use. Business acquisition loan, nice. And this is going to tie to a market that has a lot of money in it. And if I can find traffic for this, it's game over, right? All I got to do is, again, make good content, make good stuff, and boom, 12 bucks a click is what the advertiser is paying, so we're looking pretty solid there. Now I could go through and I could say, okay, cool, now find people who want this but don't know they want it yet. It's a little tip as well. We'll have notes of this video at Download My Notes. I know there's a lot of little tips and nuances here, trying to pack this into 2 hours, because I want to go home after this, right? I need to take a break. But at any rate, looking at it, then I went through, found out, yes, these words work, and we only did a small portion. I'm guessing that it'll keep going. Now I went through and I went and got the next one here, and I said, now going with this idea. So I started with, hey, DSR whatever loan was good. I like it. So there's our constant. In marketing, you need that constant. Then I said, now using that constant, understand that. I need the AI to understand this is the loan, this is the market, this is good. Like it. Then I said, do the same thing in the weight loss market. Boom. Now I got 100 words in the weight loss market that are pretty solid as well. Again, let's see how we're looking. Keyword Explorer, boom. And we wait. 105 keywords, 2.6 million search volume, a lot of greens. Looking good, right? Looking really good. Could I make a full business about weight loss journals? I could. Could I make a full business around one of these other terms? I could. Absolutely. This is where you find businesses and build them, right? Now, is it going to take work? Yes. Are you going to get rich overnight? Of course not. It's going to take a lot of nights, but you're going to have to go through and make it work. Right? If you're in it to win it, smash that like button. This is the real deal. This is what I've been using for 25 years to build businesses like this. And understanding, most people are thinking lose weight is a niche. It's not. That's a market. That's a category. It's not a niche. A niche is something like weight loss journals. Right? Right now, there's probably someone on Etsy making over $100,000 a year with custom weight loss journals. There's probably someone with downloadable weight loss journals making a good living. We need to understand, oh, that's where we go. Instead of trying to be the weight loss, or you're not going to compete. Maybe you could have before, but now you're not going to. Right? It's AI. Everyone can do everything, which means we need to get smarter about how we use the AI and what niche we go into. If you pick the wrong one, if you think your niche is lose weight, no, it's not. That's why you're struggling. And unfortunately, a lot of the gurus are like, find something you're passionate, like Gary Vee's always, find something you're passionate about and just do it. Just keep doing it. Well, that's great. You're going to make a bunch of content for yourself. One guy will get really good at it because he's got so many followers, someone's going to do good. But it's not targeted real advice. The advice I want, like how did Gary Vee get popular? He found the wine niche. He reviewed all the different wines. That's the info you want to pay attention to. The info before they got big. Right now, I've been teaching this stuff all along. This is how it works, okay? Understanding that is key. We need to find something that we're going to go all in on. Like if I can make, if I want to make X amount per year, how much of that will Weight Loss Journal chip away at? Will it do all of it? Will it do some of it? Maybe I'll need another niche. Can I go somewhere else and find something else for like maybe specifics? And what you're going to see is it's going to go deeper. What are the types? Let's do a new one because it's going to get all the loan stuff. Tell me types of weight loss journals people search for. Boom. Okay? Looking at that is really key. And understanding, okay, there we go. Really good. Shakur, I don't, like that niche is a really tough one unless you have a really solid offer. In that niche, I would go for the offer. Okay? I would not go for just coloring pages, okay? Because you're going to get a bunch of traffic and you're not going to make much at all. We actually have a video coming out about all the people talking about, little story videos and stuff like that, which is like, okay, it's difficult. Amor, one thing you'll learn about me is if I can pronounce something wrong, I probably will. And if I can spell it wrong, I probably will too. I am terrible at that. I'm good at this, but I'm not good at that. So now we're going through and we're looking at it and we're like, okay, here's all the different ones, looking pretty good. Now, I went through even deeper and I said, now how about in the credit card market? Nice. Credit card market, a lot of money there. So going through here and looking at that, all right, what do we got? Let's see. Keyword Explorer. We got this here. 375,000 searches a month. Nice. You got some interesting stuff here. And it's starting to get a little less comp like that. Love that. Love that. A lot of stuff. Okay, cool. I didn't even know they made those for home improvement. I guess Home Depot card would be that. But at any rate, starting to look at that, now we can find low comp stuff. Are there enough people who want credit cards for home improvement that we can make a living? Yeah, the internet's a big place. I think there's a lot. Starting to look at that and understand, looking at taking this further, training the AI on what you want. How about car buying? There we go. All stuff for car buying, pre-approval, dealer invoice. Looking at the different things people are doing in the process. This isn't just about Google keywords. It's also about your niche. Like, this is what they're doing. They're going through this content. They're going through a process to get what they want. We did this for other niches and stuff like that as well. We did, I think, remote work. Yeah, so remote work, here's one for remote work stuff. Thinking about this in a different way and then structuring your content to really be as helpful as you can. Like, how can I do the best possible for these people? Right? That's the key. And understanding that is where you're going to turn a simple niche idea into something big. You have morning routine checklist, all kinds of stuff here. Right? Understanding that, knowing where to go. I think overall, with what we found, for me, ChatGPT, fantastic for stripping out the keywords. Manus, good for going out there and doing the deep work of putting together stuff. Perplexity, I think it just had a brain fart. I think it's just like, I don't know. It's like, okay, cavity formula, that's all you get. DeepSeek. Now, DeepSeek we haven't touched on much. It is good for thinking different, right? So let's see what would happen if I gave it a prompt like this. Let's give it this, like this in the credit card market. Because if you can find the right stuff in the credit card market has money. We know that. That's a fact. If I can get inexpensive for the grammar people, if I can find inexpensive or free traffic in that market, then I just basically found a way to make money. Again, always following the rules, always having our disclosures and making sure we're giving good info. But going through like this, it's actually going through and looking at the cards and stuff like that. It will think differently. Like I can already see it is thinking different. So gig economy workers, okay. Rewards on gas. So now this is more creative content, which I like. Like, okay, microfinance, freelancer cards, stuff like that could be good, right? Like budgeting tips for freelancers. That's where you can go through and do something like for freelancers. See what they want. Health insurance for freelancers. Dude, there you go. If that's non-competitive, it's a little competitive, but that's pretty solid. Like that's a money market right there. Best accounting software for freelancers. A little less competitive. Now we're going through and we're looking at this in a real world way, and we can make content based on. And again, looking at these, you could do this with some of the free tools out there. For me, yes, my keyword tools are not going anywhere. I'm going to use them. But I think for those on a budget, I think I've showed you enough to find niches with the free tools. And I think I've showed you how to understand them as well, which is really good. And then going through DeepSeek. Good. Now just list a bunch of low comp words with searches. Let's see what happens here. Credit improvement. I mean, it's pretty good. It's close. I think if I had to get by without a keyword tool, I could. Absolutely. So yeah. Unfortunately, the use of the keyword tools costs a leg. Otherwise, great. Hey, this is showing you how to get by. Like, I could get by. We found niches here without the use of a paid tool, and they're good. So if you didn't catch it, follow it again. Watch this again. We did do that. Do the tools help? Yeah. Are they worth it? 1,000%. But will AI get you there? Mm-hmm. I think AI can get you there. I think looking at this and understanding, okay, well, let's toggle back and forth, maybe looking at a microloan or whatever this is, non-recourse IRA loan. I'll bet a lot of people are looking for that right now. And let's see if we could get there. So let's go back to our Simple Sites desktop. If anything, the Simple Sites organizes stuff for you. That's one of the big pluses there. Let's go through, I think it was this one. It's got all the keyword tools. So we could do, let's say, semrush free tool. So we got here, there's some traffic there. Could that work? Yeah. And could I go up a level? Right? Could I go up a level and do people who want to take out of their IRA without penalty? Yeah. Like, I could do that. That could work. And that's what I'm looking for here, is ideas that would work. Make a free tool video only. I think it helps having both so that you can understand. Because if I just go for the free tools and just show you how to do it with the free tools, you're going to miss out on the stuff that I want in the paid tool. Like, there are things that I taught in the paid tool where if you're like, oh, I only want free stuff, watching that shows you the thinking behind why I want it, which then shows you how to use AI to get it. Okay, does everyone understand that? It's very important that you understand that, because this is about the way of thinking, not the tool. If you're thinking some paid tool is going to make you rich, you're missing the boat entirely. Back when I got that $300 tool, I think it was $279 or something like that, did I expect it to make me rich? No, I expected it to be a tool. I never expect my shovel to dig a hole. That's not what it's for. I dig the hole, the shovel helps me. And if you understand what it's for and how to use it, there are people that are experts at digging pools. All right, they're like, we're going to put a pool in the backyard. I don't know how to do it. I wouldn't know what to do. But knowing what they know and how to use the tool, maybe I got the shovel for free and they show me how to use it to get there. And this is about teaching you to get there, teaching you to understand all of this stuff. Now, if you guys like the tools that we have here, if you think it's helpful, we are doing a pre-order of Simple Sites course. That is my course. We've built it. I've had it since 2008. This is the first time in 5 years we have done a hard update, meaning the whole thing is redone with AI in mind, with tools like this. We had a little thing like this back in 2015. It wasn't even near what it's like now. This is way better. And being able to go through and work alongside me, watch a tutorial video, get the tool, go to the AI, practice what you learn, game changer. When the course is actually out, it will cost more. Right now it's on pre-order. So if you guys want it, if you like that, let me know. Go to simplesitesbonus.com. You can get that now. When it comes out, it's going to be almost twice as much. Right now, it's still at the old price, which is cool. You can see the link there as well. If you want notes from the video, you can get them at downloadmynotes.com, including links. We will have one of the sidebar tools that you can use, test out, and see how it works. I think you guys will really like it. But understanding how these tools work and where to get the data you need is really key. Understanding that having the right keyword can be money. Like, look at all the people that are teaching affiliate marketing and SEO and stuff like that. A lot of them have one or two keywords that work. And they go out there and they use that keyword, and that is what makes it work. Having that right keyword can be the difference between success and failure. Understanding what to do with that keyword. can be the difference between success and failure. Most people struggle because they don't know their niche. They think their niche is mortgage or loan or finance or weight loss or whatever. What we're looking for is something very specific. When you watch my videos that are on niches and domains I buy, there's very specific reasons. Did I buy a domain on online video? No. I bought one on explainer videos. Why? Because that's a specific niche I can use. Very specific. And understanding that, we need to be specific. We need to iron out exactly what we want. We need to strip out the keywords and strip out the intent behind why someone searches for it and what they would want. Once we do that, then you can go to social media and you can talk about it. You know what to talk about. You know what they want. You know what they're thinking. And doing that is where you're going to start to make headway. Again, Rome wasn't built in a day. This ain't going to happen overnight. Can you do something small and see if you can get a result, whether it's a ranking, maybe a sale, maybe someone opts in. Get that first win, and then look at your niche and dive deep and don't look back. Because once you plow into that, if the traffic is there, the data is there, and there's a way to make money, and people are going to do it, boom, there you go, which is really cool. Again, if you want that, that's at simplesitesbonus.com. You can get the pre-order of that. I think we're pre-ordering it for the next couple days. When it's actually out is when it's going to change, and I don't know when it's going to be out. There's a lot of work we have to do on it, but we're getting there. It's looking pretty cool. It's got all kinds of tools and different things like that that you can use as well, and it'd be nice if I could show you what they look like. Let's see. Maybe it's that one. A lot of tools and plugins and cool stuff like that that you can use. A lot of good trainings that we've been creating for it. A lot of good stuff, and you can see that over here. But you know what? There's plenty of free videos here for those that just want to learn and don't want a course. Totally fine. Again, it's about what you want to do and what you're willing to do it. Like for me, yeah, I'm willing to pay for keyword tools because they do help me. So that is a expense I'm willing to pay for. Like, look at your tools, maybe list them out, see what you're paying for, see what you need and what you don't need. That's going to be the key. Start lean. Try to be as inexpensive as you can in the beginning. Build it up and grow, and invest in things that are going to help you. If there's someone out there that knows the business that is going to legit help you, sure, that's worth its weight in gold. If you're just buying course after course because there's a new way to make money with AI, yeah, you're going to struggle. You're going to have a hard time. And understanding niches and where to go is absolutely key. So thanks for watching. Smash the like button. Check out the links we talked about. If you want to niche with me, there's a link there on the screen. And yeah, go out there and make this work. Find some niches, and I'll see you guys in the next